There's one last thing that we'll set up as part of our basic configuration, and that is enabling SSL so that you can have a secure site. For a real server, you will need to obtain a certificate from a third-party certificate authority. But for this exercise, we'll just create a self-signed certificate. These self-signed certificates will be flagged by the browser as insecure, but the process of setting it up is the same as if you had a real certificate. So first, we'll need to install OpenSSL to be able to generate our self-signed certificate. So let's do that. Next, we'll run the following command to create our certificate. I'm going to go ahead and change into the Tethys home directory and generate the certificates here. I'm just going to call mine self-signed so it's obvious. Notice it's going to create a certificate and a key. Then you need to fill out the information that it prompts. So country name, I'm in the US, state, I'm in Utah, city, organization, and your unit name. Then you need to provide a name of either your organization, or rather your fully qualified domain name, or your name. Since this is self-signed, I'll just put my name. And then an email address. The certificates include contact information as part of the standard. So now we can list the contents of this directory and we see that we have our self-signed certificates here. Now that we have certificates, we need to reconfigure nginx to be able to use the certificates and enable SSL. So I'll open the nginx configuration file we created earlier. Now you can either modify the parameters here in this server block, or if you want to support both HTTP and HTTPS, you can copy the server block. I'm going to go ahead and copy the server block. There we go. And then what we need to do is first change the port that the server listens on for SSL, and the default is 443. Then we need to add a new section to our file for our SSL parameters. And first, use the SSL parameter to turn it on. And then we need to provide the path to our certificate and our key, which will be in home tethys.tethys_home. self-signed.cert, and then do the same for our key. Home tethys.tethys self-signed.key. That looks good, so I'll go ahead and save. And now, since we changed our configuration, we need to restart nginx. So we'll use supervisor control to do that. And it looks like it restarted. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to enable the HTTPS port in our firewall. So we do this very similar to how we did it before, but now we're just adding the service HTTPS. and then we reload the firewall to effect the changes. Now we can go back to our web browser, and right now we're using HTTP. So to test the SSL, we'll go HTTPS. And notice this is what I was talking about. Since it's self-signed, the browser is telling us it's unsafe, but I know it's safe because I'm the one who created it. So I'll go ahead and use advanced to go and proceed to the site. Notice it flags it as unsecure here, but otherwise it seems to be functioning. Get my password. Everything looks like it's working well. You can see details about the certificate here in most browsers. And you can see it was issued by myself and issued to myself. And you can see some of the details in here. And that's how you set up SSL.